Radio Chingler restoring everything in Christ with love and truth. Happy Youth Day to all of you watching us. Of course, welcome to the main news. My name is Kennedy Mbero Jr. The headlines address high unemployment levels. Women encouraged to be courageous. Plus, Coach Israel Mwanza remains hopeful Changa will rediscover the winning formula. And here are the details. As the country commemorates Youth Day under the theme Enhancing National Development through Partnerships, youth in Chililabombwe are calling on government to address the high unemployment levels prevailing in the country. They told Radio Chingler News in Chililabombwe that most youths are failing to engage in meaningful activities owing to lack of employment opportunities.
So crime nayo ikwata kuta increase because amno Zambia ama yote bakwete kwa tabale kwa tinsto kwena lero tulesefya youth day pamonga wa misepela nombo wafe tukwete mchalo chetu cha Zambia nchito shirichi achepa pandwinda lamana ngo abantu bayibombere tabale kwata okwa kushisha bwino kalinda lama shirichi achepa musekreation abaresekera mufe bamubene
tuletera kubuteko pavyo babosha amafizi ya ku school nombo olotulepo ama school fo na ama school inchito na shupa tulengira mamoba kushe tulebo mamoba omane nombe mpyoshe tulefola na stepa chako ba tentu itwale ku university na nguku wekufundishako abafya shipanganda so tulero makubuteko kwati bakutfo ile ko inchito.
And an entrepreneur of Chingler, Devi Luamba, has charged that government has failed to support young entrepreneurs. Luamba, who is an electronic technician involved in repairing television, alleged that the current youth empowerment program were only benefiting youths inclined to those in authority. Meanwhile, Caritas Zambia Chingler District Coordinator Eugene Mlenga has challenged the government to create viable youth empowerment programs.
Engage themselves in entrepreneurship and agriculture, as well as to provide training to the young people. And today, as we look at the youth, perhaps it's important that we reflect on the role of the young people in our political dispensation.
Patriot Front Kiro District Youth Chairperson Kaboba Mkuzo has implored the youth to reflect on issues that would help develop the country. Mr. Mkuzo told Radio Chingler News that young people should partner with government in addressing challenges affecting the country.
They are our own youths who are in hospital. We ought to take that time to visit our friends, not in large numbers. They are our friends, our fellow youths, young people who have been incarcerated for various charges. So I feel that as a party, we'll take time to reflect on the lives of our fellow young people, visit them, encourage them, and that they remain focused, because we are not judges ultimately.
In Mpongwe, young people said they are yet to benefit from the government youth empowerment initiatives. Some youths interviewed by Radio Chingler News at Mpongwe, a main market, said young people operating small businesses are seeking empowerment to boost their businesses.
Eno bambina bena barakwata kwa mashuko ya kutibade ibumbira ko bambi barakwata kwa mashuko ya kubomba kwa kamonga ba government then na kuyo education.
One thing I find matter kesha kwa friends pela kuna kuye skomponga. Tulefai kwa family like pesa ngopani. I'm take business yes, and business here. Number ID, I vote for the business yes. okwashikishira kwashikishira
balapelana bali abantu bakuru bati umuntu alikwataka likapita iko balyamupela endala instead bapushinga bali abantu bali phansi mwa ama challenges of squatemwa batolelekesha kukwima ba government batangole government kuyonza kontinue nesvatwera kai kuna kwa maimu wako ataungo official kushtamai.
So here is an item just received. Over 30 UPND members in Kitwe have been arrested after they attempted to celebrate Youth Day within the Central Business District. Party Kitwe District Chairperson Elvis Nkandu has confirmed the development to Radio Chengla News. Mr. Nkandu said UPND members only learned this morning that Youth Day celebrations were cancelled, but were shocked with the force police applied on them. So that's the story we'll be following up. Moving on differently, able persons of Kitwe have implored government to consider providing preventive materials of COVID-19 to them so that they can continue protecting themselves. Speaking to Radio Chengla News in Luangwa yesterday, members of the Isubilo physically challenged group said the pandemic has had a negative impact on their livelihood. They added that empowering them with preventive materials would enable the people living with disabilities to sustain themselves and venture into the making of face masks. And the physically challenged have cautioned their fellow colleagues to ensure that they follow COVID-19 protocols as they ask for arms on the street.
Nomba echitu shupa koshli nishinesha sanitizer ingi tatukwata kina timwasana okuteko bale tutira ko kuyinze nditulongana bale tuletera ko ifinera tera isana titatunikwa tulasambikisha n'abanesu babutira bale konka amafundi
ero okuteko kukose kwa mano tutumina ko ifyakugonfya kusango afya kulya na sanitizer yena tatukwata n'okukwata nomanga tatukwetendana matwarafunya kwisa bantu bali aya madezi nangu ishinshi kushafumako tatwale kumana n'okukumana kusango wakwe bazikolone ine yanisa covid
nesukida kusaba twande manda twarazita cyane twarazana byakuti business takuti imilile bali inonshitanya covid naikushuka sana neti ya kuichingira testa tukwete chia kugonfya
bantu nankwenda teti twende ile yako bati twatufanye na business yali kubana inoshita so icho chonse na chitukwesesha kunuma
tapayo foto alabira twalasalangana twalakumayanda so covid naitukwesesha kunuma nenchendekeza sana.
Now got in Ndola, where Ndola's Consensual Ward Councillor Brenda Chilufya has urged the women to be courageous and build each other. Councillor Chilufya, who is vying to stand as Ndola Central Member of Parliament, said this to Radio Chengla News after successfully applying for adoption as Ndola Central Member of Parliament. Ms. Chilufya, who is the only female aspirant among the over 10 candidates vying for the seat, said she was equal to the task.
Because we are equal to the task. You know, our president, he's already built a house. And if you heard me say in this 2021 general elections, he wants 50% representation from women. So I'll urge all those women out there to come on board. All that is needed is to polish up the house, the houses that are there. And from the time that we got independence, Ndola Central has never had a woman. And by the grace of God, I know that my God is able, and I would want to be the first female of Ndola Central MP.
That's Councillor Brenda Chilufya talking to Radio Chengla News. The United Teachers Union of Zambia on the Copperbelt has held the Teaching Service Commission for appointing District Education Board secretaries as members of the Human Resource Management Committee. This means that their confirmation, promotion, and grading of teachers would be done locally through the Office of the DERBs. Union Provincial Director for Mobilization, Evans Senga, told Radio Chengla News that the development was timely, as this will not only delay, will not delay rather some administrative issues in the teaching fraternity.
DEG's office now will be promoting, confirming, regretting, and the like up to salary scale J. This is a positive move in the sense that now what it means is promotions, confirmations, regrading will be done locally in the districts, and it means it's not going to take long. If a teacher gets employed today, within 3 months, that teacher will be confirmed. Unlikely in the past where issues used to go to Teaching Service Commission, sometimes it used to take time. And we want to thank the Teaching Service Commission for this move. A lot of changes have taken place and our teachers are now motivated.
In sports, Nchanga Rangers coach Israel Mwanza has remained hopeful that his team will soon rediscover the winning formula. Changa has only managed to win 1 game out of the 5 matches played so far under coach Mwanza. But Mwanza says not all hope is lost, as there are still more matches to be played and achieve the objective of winning promotion to the Super League.
What I can tell you that with many games to come, you have to make sure that you have to set up a collecting maximum points. As I said earlier, there's a much now improvement on the game itself.
This main news broadcast comes to you the community service of Radio Chingalo with compliments over Moose Milling and Go TV Broadcasting Zambia Limited. Gunmen have abducted an unknown number of students from a college in North Nigeria state of Kaduna. The attackers stormed the institution overnight, opened fire and kidnapped the students, mostly female. It is not yet clear who carried out the attack on Federal College of Forestry and Mechanization, which is located near a military training academy. BBC has the rest of the stories from around the world.
Mechanization on the outskirts of Kaduna City opened fire and kidnapped a number of students from their dormitories. In the morning, parents and relatives gathered at the college trying to know the fate of the students. Some were wailing. Some of the students had managed to escape during the attack. A staff told the BBC there were around 300 male and female students, most of them adults, in the school. It's located near the Nigerian Defense Academy, the country's main military training institution.
The president of Mozambique, Felipe Nyusi, has sacked the head of the army and the Air Force chief at a time of increased insecurity in the north of the country. Although no official reason has been given for the sackings, there's growing concern that the military has been unable to prevent attacks by Islamist militants in Cabo Delgado province. The BBC's Andrew Harding has spoken to people in the town of Palma who recently fled villages where they'd seen relatives killed and homes torched.
About 700,000 in total have been displaced by this extraordinarily savage and unexpected conflict. These are insurgents who do seem to specialize in terror. They're not trying to win over the civilian population, as in other parts of Africa or parts of the Middle East, where you see IS moving in and trying to capture populations and convert them, if you like. Instead, it seems a determination simply to drive the civilian population out through terror.
Official figures in Britain show that trade with the European Union fell sharply in January when the country left the EU single market and customs union. Our economics correspondent Andrew Walker reports.
Britain's new trade arrangement with the EU has created new barriers, regulations and paperwork. So far, it's especially British exporters that are affected, and there were widespread reports in January of shipments being turned back at the border. The new figures show a stark decline in trade for January after the end of the Brexit transition period, although the UK Statistics Agency advises caution in interpreting them. Businesses are thought to have stockpiled goods in the previous months, and the UK went into a new pandemic-related lockdown, although exports to the rest of the world increased slightly. The lockdown hit the overall economy very hard, a fall of almost 3% in the single month of January. Since then, however, progress with vaccinations is likely to underpin a recovery in activity.
On that note, we end this afternoon's main news on Radio Chingalo. For these and more stories, feel free to visit the Radio Chingalo Facebook page, like our Facebook page, and link to radiochingalo.radio12345.com for more stories. And of course, on behalf of the entire news team crew on duty today, my name is Kennedy Mbeo Jr. Thank you so very much for listening and watching. Remember, COVID-19 is real, therefore follow or comply with the COVID-19 protocols. Until then, it's bye for now.